Yeah, baby. What's good? You here?
You better believe that.
Yeah, man. What's good?
I love you, man.
I love you too, bro. Word, no doubt, man. No doubt, man. Yo, bring that in there, bro. Word, no doubt, man. This is my beginning, and this is everything to me. You know what I mean? To have my family on stage with me is just like the best. That this is how we started.
His energy alone, just the fact that he's able to pick up that mic at this time, it will bring tears to my eyes, honestly.
Yeah. BTV Productions, the Cultural Preservation Station. Tune in.
Let me show you how the game was. When we came out with that song, right? Now, we was in the studio. We didn't know next door to us was Proswell, Maya, and the Fugees. So the next thing, Ghetto Superstar come out at the same. So we bugging. We like, yo, wait a minute. How is they doing the same thing we doing? And they got dirty. This is crazy. It's crazy. So we like, we bugging now. We like, yo, they use the exact same thing. So we like, wow, this is how the game is? Okay. And at that time, this was when a few things went on, because this when Cannabis said he snatched the mic off Mike Tyson arm. What's his name? LL. When he snatched the mic off his arm and all that was going on. But now it's funny because a lot of people don't know that Cannabis was rolling with the Fugees. That's all Jersey. Eminem too. Eminem, all of them was all over there. And we went to the opening for the When We Were Kings film opening for Muhammad Ali's documentary, When We Were Kings life story. And when we walked into the theater, somebody said, Sons of Man. We looking, we like, yo, what the hell? The nigga tapped me, they're like, yo, Razah, here you go. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. So then we look up. We seen Wyclef, Lauren, Proswell, and Cannabis called us. So we looked, we like, oh, bitch, what are you, the whole city talking about you right now? So we bugging. We like, oh, snap this to wow. So he rolled with them. So we was bugging. When we came in, the bouncers, the security knew us. He said, yo, come here, y'all. I got a special spot I want y'all to sit. So he grabbed us and walked us over to Muhammad Ali and his wife. And he sat us right next to them. He said, Razah, come here. He said, you're going to sit right there. I looked up and I could look right at Muhammad Ali. I was bugging. I had tears in my eyes. I said, you my hero, man. I can't even believe this. And his wife was sitting there right there. So she said, she told me to sit next to her. She said, come here. She said, sit next to me. She said, sit next to me. So now they all like, yo, Razah, here you go. So now, I don't know, I'm sitting there. I'm like, yo, Muhammad Ali's right there, yo. So now I'm bugging. So now I get eye contact with him. So now we get eye contact. So he grabbed his fist and he shaking. He said, So I'm like, I don't want to fight you. So I'm like, nah. So his wife said, she said, he loves you. She said, when he does that to people, he loves you. I said, that's my hero. I almost want to cry. I can't even believe I'm that close to him. Then that's how we got a hold of Wyclef. So then I said, yo, Clef, I was telling him, I said, yo, we doing an album. And we would love to work with you for some production, yo. And because the original song in the beginning was just me and Killer Priest together on a RZA beat. I wonder where that song is at now that I just realized that. It was a song that me, Priest, and RZA did together, was the original. And when we did the remake over with Dirty, that's why Wyclef came. Because it was a remix. It kind of was like a remix kind of thing. And then the next thing, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the video happened. And then the label flew us out to LA because they said we're going to record the album. But they said if we leave y'all at home, there's going to be too many distractions for y'all. So we need to bring y'all out of New York so y'all can record this album. So they brought us to LA, flew us out there in the middle of everything was happening. So it's like this was the season when Biggie was out there after what was that just happened?
After Tupac.
All of this was all last season. So Biggie, when he went back after the first time when I'm going back to Cali, when he went the second time and got shot, we was out there. So while we was out there, we was staying in, what's that place called? It was called the Oakwoods Apartments in Marina Del Rey. We was living in Marina Del Rey in Oakwood in LA. So while we was out there, we was seeing everything. So we seeing people like, okay, before you know it, cause they was calling my room like, yo, niggas is bugging, yo, the radio saying they killed Biggie. So we like, yo, it's true, it just happened, yo. So, cause we like, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. And the phone is like, yo, y'all okay? Y'all okay? They bugging right now. So we like, wow, this is all the way real. So the funny thing was, they're like, so-and-so just was on the radio. I say, so-and-so just was with us in the Jerry's Deli somewhere. How did they even get to New York that fast? So now we starting to realize New York that was out there was a lot of rappers out there at the time. So people was getting on planes and exiting. They was out the door.
Fast.
The back door and fast. Out of there. So we like, they say, woo is good. So y'all good. Like, my man in the building, he told me, he said, yo, y'all good out here. Y'all could go anywhere out here. He said, but a lot of these other rappers out here, a lot of them other New York niggas and East Coast shit, we don't fuck with that. So
yep,
like,
and you could. That's true because even Method Man had said that at one point in a similar fashion. That when all that at the height of when all that was going on, that Wu-Tang was always good out there.
We was, and that's why we shot the video there. We was living there, and we recorded the album because if you want to be in your creative process, like you don't want to be around no distractions, strictly work and creative zone. That's one of the best places to record. That's why a lot of people go there to record their albums there.
All right, let's take a break and give you some flowers.
Yo, peace to the guys, Earth and Revolution. It's your man, City Sparks, Lieutenant General, Louisiana head of state for ghetto government officials. Shout out to my whole GGO fam and Taylor BTV. It's the movement, you heard?
Amen. Amen. See, you reminded me of, the whole thing from all the way back then made me come up with this ghetto government thing from all the way back then. Because I'm like, you know what, this music is more than just music. We could be uniting our people with this music and really doing some powerful stuff with it. That's when because you gotta remember I was young, so I didn't know at first. So once I started to know and I was learning, like, yo, this is, like 100,000 people came to see us, yo. Now this is crazy. This is bigger than music.
Right.
It's much bigger than music.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's get back into our questions here. Let's talk about in your bio, and I'm sure this is well known, but we're going to make sure we renew everything as we go forward. Let's talk about you being 14 years old. That's where we left off with the last question. You were 14 years old. You started taking everything more seriously because you had been locked up. You had different things going on. You're 14 years old. You get discovered by the Razah. Tell us what that's like being discovered and mentored by Razah and having your group be able to sign with Razah, and what's some of the lessons that you learned from that?
That era showed me a lot because that showed me how real the game is 10% music, but it's 90% business. So that's when I learned. Because in the beginning, you don't know. So all you want to do is rap and rap. So you don't realize this is all majority, this whole thing is all about business. You don't know that yet. So they educated me on that. Like I used to be up under them. They was my mentor. So I would come in, I got questions. I want to know this and how this and what to do. It changed from the way the game was then to now. It's totally different. But to come up in that era to see the way it was, like there was a time you gotta remember, the underground was different then. So this is how mixtapes got started because it was underground. Whatever the radio didn't play curses, they didn't play that kind of stuff on the radio. It was commercial. If you didn't make commercial rap music, then you was underground. So we was pushed to the underground. What we ended up doing was we ended up making the underground go commercial. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't supposed to. It was like, okay, the radio died. Put that on the mixtape. We can't play it on the radio. What they didn't expect was when we sent it out to the underground stations, they was gonna like it. So we started getting respected for it. Yo, y'all, that new joint y'all niggas just dropped is crazy. So we like, yo, so this underground thing is not a bad thing then. So because it wasn't like they controlling what you saying. Like to be on the radio, you gotta take this, you gotta clean. It's destroy the music. I went to record a record, and then they told me to get on the radio, I had to delete the whole record. So I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. Once the underground came, I'm like, I didn't know it was the underground. It was the two different parts of this shit. So now, I'm like, okay, so now I'm gonna get them two sides of me because I know I can write commercial music. So I'm sitting there like, okay, so they don't want that's considered underground. So see, it's like the conscious music became underground.
Yes.
But we went underground and turned the underground commercial, where people
Right.
wanted to be underground. If y'all underground, y'all coming out the underground with songs with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I want to be an underground rapper then. But
Right.
that's because we was battling. We was the dudes. We was in the battles all the time. Like dudes would come on, yo, I want to battle the Wu Tang. I want to battle the Wu Tang. They go over there, go battle the Sons of Man, yo. And you come out a dead body after that.
Yeah, y'all was smoking boots over there.
100%. And
Yeah.
they would show up, yo, I think I want to battle the Wu Tang. They're like, you do? Go over there to them. Go to them. It's
Dope.
different. It's
That's
different
dope.
because at the time, dudes was too fly to get in a cipher with you. Hip hop. See, that's what hip hop. That's when it got funny. Like how you a rapper, but you like, yo, I want to y'all want to spit a cipher with you. Niggas is too cute now. So it's I don't do ciphers, yo. See, you need to get out of hip hop. Nah,
That's
I don't do
crazy.
ciphers. I got signed, yo. Now you got to rap even more. Cause now if I defeat you, I'm more of a champion. So you sign. Now
Right.
we looking for signed rappers. Let's find some of these signed rapper niggas so we can destroy them. So we used to walk around Washington Square Park, West 4th Street, looking for rappers because that's where they hang out at. The movie theater was right there on 14th Street. So the park, Washington Square Park, the park was there. All that was the hangout. So let's go catch some rappers, yo. Let's go catch some rappers and battle them right there. Battle them right there and put them on the spot. Because they would try to run up on niggas that couldn't rhyme to get points off of them. That's corny.
Yeah, that's mad corny. You don't get no
So
points off of that.
yeah, and for me specifically, I was young. I was the youngest out the group. So for me, like I love to spar with niggas. I love sparring because it's gonna
Right.
make me sharper.
Yeah. And then for
You
you to
go,
be the youngest, if you spar with somebody that's older than you and you smoke their boots, now
you
that
getting
puts you up
stripes.
another notch.
Exactly. I was getting.
Yeah.
It was all about stripes. I'm gotta get
Right.
my stripes up.
Talk about Sons of Man and like really just tell people a little bit about the evolution of the group through the 90s and then
Um,
we'll get to your solo career.
yeah, because the evolution of the group was the beginning was
School
more of
people.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was we had I think it was that 5 people. Shabazz disciple
Mhm.
was Sons of Man. It was Killer Priest and Shabazz was the disciples of Armageddon or something. There was DOA in the beginning.
Mhm.
DOA was them two. And then as when I was young, I used to live with Prodigal when I remember I said I had my first son, my firstborn, I was living me and Prodigal. Everybody, yo, that's y'all niggas like brothers, cause every time I see
Mhm.
y'all niggas is together. And cause we like he I was living with him when I was like 15, 16 or some shit. And I just had my first son. And then from there we started recording, writing songs together. We just started doing everything together. And then I would bring them to Supreme House because I was recording over there. And Supreme was doing the beats for me. So Supreme
Mhm.
was doing the beats for me, and it's me and Seventh Ambassador was a group called Live and Direct.
Mhm.
We was a duo, and we was part of a crew called Mad Mob, which is all from Red Hug. We was called Mad Mob, which meant the acronym was Mentally Armed and Dangerous Mother out of Brooklyn. So we was the part of the Mad Mob, and then from there, before Sons of Man, and then
Mhm.
Priest and Baz was doing. They just did the Grave Diggers thing. So that just happened, and then that started getting its fame. So the fame came from that, and deals started to get thrown on the table for Sons of Men. Like we want to sign y'all. So
Mhm.
then what had happened was I forgot what the label was called at the top. We had these kind of like co-managers that was with us, and they knew about these record labels.
Was it before Red Ant? Or are you talking about them or before that?
Yes, this is before. It's prior to the Red Ant situation, because the Red Ant
Okay.
situation came along
Mhm.
because Priest had called me one day to meet him in the city, because he said he was talking with some people, this lady that wants to sign him, but he couldn't sign at the moment because he had just signed a deal with Geffen Records and with Jizza and Geffen. So he said, "Yo, Razah,
Mhm.
you come over here." So he said you can get the deal because you ain't signed yet. So I said, "Yo, I'll
Mhm.
be over there." I said, "Don't worry, I'll be over there." So I came over there.
Mhm.
He introduced me to the lady. It turns out the lady, she's talking to me. "Hey, so how you doing? You young and blah blah blah. When you born and all that." So now I said, "Oh, my birthday, blah 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 blah." She said, "Oh," she started screaming. She said, "Oh my God, this is unbelievable." She said, "We got the same birthday." So I'm looking at her, I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy now." I'm like, "I never met nobody that got the same birthday as me. That's all the way
Uh-huh.
crazy." So now she started talking about, she was from LA. She was pretty much like a female Shug. So she was from
Mhm.
LA and she was explaining to us about LA and how things is different there from the city, from New York City. We start talking and then she letting us know who she knew and all that. So then okay, so this is what we could do. Then she started throwing ideas at us. Since Razor's the youngest of the group, we take him and blow him up and build. She had all these ideas. So what we
Mhm.
could do is we could launch him and launch the group and do all this stuff that we wasn't thinking. So we like, oh, we didn't know it could go like that. So then she comes out to know she had these investors. She said they want to invest into my label. She was called Threat Records.
Mhm.
Threat Records was the ones we did the deal with. And then Threat Records had got the distribution from Red Ant BMG. They picked them up. They picked her up because she had the group. And
Mhm.
then what came with it was the Last Shall Be First album. She helped us create that whole album. And when I say she helped, helped to get paid for the deal and the
Mhm.
business, the 90%, the 95, the 90% business part that I was talking about, she covered that. She came with all of that. She came with that
Mhm.
side. And she knew Philip Bentley and Verdine White. So me and Priest, when Priest told me to come, I said, "Yo, I got that cassette. We had just recorded the song." So he like,
Mhm.
"Yo," he like, "You got that song with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just recorded a song with Razah yesterday." So I played the song for her. She, "Oh," so me and Priest on a song was playing around doing for the hook, Shining Star. So when she
Mhm.
heard the song, she said, "Listen," she said, "You know what? I know Philip Bailey and Verdine White. We didn't know who she was talking about. We're like,
Mhm.
who's that?" She said, "Earth, Wind, and Fire, the song y'all singing." So we like, wait a
Right.
minute, you know the real Earth, Wind, and Fire? She said, "Yes." So then she started calling them. So we was like, "Yo, this is all the way crazy." So
Yeah, you're bugged out
now
now.
we like, "Yo, this is turning into something totally different." So the next thing you know, we could do this and have this. She got this idea. So then now we like, "Yo, matter of fact, we just ran into Fuji's the other night." So then she like, "Okay, so this is what we could do. She Razah, give me Wyclef number. This is what we could do. We can ask him to do it." She had all these ideas now. So she like, we can have him do it so we can shoot the video and this and then maybe we put Old Dirty on. She had a whole bunch of ideas. So we like, "Yo, this is not bad." She's like,
Mhm.
"I have
She's
Earth,
on
Wind, and Fire."
point.
Yeah, because you and Priest singing the hook, but I could get the Earth, Wind, and Fire to sing the hook. So we looking at her
Right.
like, this is not true. Imagine somebody telling you all this shit. So you like, "Yo,
Yeah.
she just called the niggas from the group and then told me she gonna get them to sing the hook for us." So I'm like, "Yeah, this is not either this is a dream come true or this is crazy." And I'm like, "Okay, this is all the
Mhm.
way crazy." So then the next thing became, "Okay, we gotta bring the group out to LA so y'all can get the album started." So then we went into all of that. From all of that, what had happened? I had this song called "Psychic Hotline." I had recorded with Supreme. She
Mhm.
loved that song. So then when she asked us about music, now we start playing music for her. So when I played that song, blew her mind. She was like, "Oh my God, how did you do this concept?" She's like, "Oh, this is such a crazy concept." Because the way I did the song was I was the caller and I was the person doing the read-ins and the caller on the song.
Okay.
So the concept, she was like, "This I never heard nothing like this."
It was innovative to her.
Yes, yes. And then the
Yeah.
next thing, now once we got that part, and now I keep playing the song. So now, like, yeah, we did this and we did that. Because what had happened, Priest had just finished. He recorded Heavy Mental album. He had just finished Heavy Mental. We was doing that. We was working on that. And then me, him, and Fourth Disciple had to go to LA because Geffen, all the labels kept doing the same thing. Geffen said we got to come to LA to record the album. So we went to LA. We stayed in what was that hotel? I forgot this hotel. The Nico. We was in a Nico hotel out in LA, and it was like some Japanese hotels and karate crazy shit. So we was we was in this hotel out in LA. And then next thing you know, we was doing the Heavy Mental. Me, Priest, and Fourth Disciple. That's why I'm all over that album because we went out there in the beginning for that, and then Priest was going through because he was like, so at that time, what had happened was I forgot that label. It's a label that they wanted to sign. There was what was called Penalty Records, but before there was Penalty Records, the name Penalty Records came because Shabazz song was called Death Be the Penalty. And then after that, they jumped on the penalty. And then after that, they signed Nori too. He was signed to Penalty Records too. That was Martin Moore and Neil Levine ran that company over there. And they wanted to sign the group, but RZA had told us once the singles came out, Soldiers of Darkness and No Love Without Hate and all that came out, he said a lot of people going to start coming to y'all to try things. We listened and first we was watching it happen. So we're like, wow, okay, so this is the business part now. So now I'm watching the business part of the game. I'm like, okay, he said this and I watched it happen. So now when the sneaky manager tried to take us to the meeting, and then we get the meeting, then they sit there, we get to the meeting, they talk to us about the deal, blah, blah, blah. So then we in a group, me, Prodigal, we like, yo, man, RZA said we ain't supposed to be doing this, yo. And we had to go back to the studio in Staten Island. So when we got back to the studio, he said, y'all, what's up with y'all? He like, what happened? He like, oh, he said, so what's up with that? What's up with y'all? Where y'all coming from? And we like, oh shit, he knows. So y'all just came from Penalty Records? Not Penalty. He said, y'all just came from blah, blah, blah. We like, oh shit, the niggas called him already. So we bugging. We like, yo, this industry is a small industry. Everybody know each other. Before you know it, when we got back, he knew already what we was doing. And then we like, we gotta go. And then the group left the meeting as the group. We left the meeting as the group. The manager, when the group got back to Staten Island, we found out Shabazz went back with the manager for a solo deal and signed with the label. So now the group, they looking at me like, yo, you and him came together.
Yeah, that's your man.
Yeah, what's up with that? You don't know, you didn't know he was doing that? So I'm looking like, I didn't know. So they're like, you didn't know? So you didn't know? So this how I got in the situation with me and Prodigal got tight. Because I was a little kid and I'm like, yo, I'm about to have a kid, yo. And I was 17. I have my son 17 years old. So I'm like, man, I'm not dropping the ball right now. Nothing dropping the ball in this game right now for me, man. I've been rapping since I was a little kid. I'm all the way here now. And then from there, then we got to talking to her about, she said, this is what I want to do. She said, I want to buy the whole group from RZA then. Because I said the group can't sign because we signed to Wu-Tang Records. So she said, I want to talk to RZA. She said, I want to buy the whole group from RZA so I can get raised and sign them to a deal. So now it's getting crazy. So now we're like, what the hell is she thinking? And this is crazy. So now we like, okay, well, this is good things, but we wasn't expecting to do all this. So now she's talking a whole different thing now. I want the whole group. So we like, bet. So then she said, what we're going to do is we're going to launch the group and then we're going to do all y'all solo records, solo albums. Because I was already solo and all that. So she, so she like, we could do a 60 album, have a 60 singing album. We do a Prodigal Son album, do a Killer Priest is already signed to Geffen. So we just got to do Razah and then Prodigal. So she had Future planned out before we did. So we just looking, but she making a lot of sense. That we wasn't Kathy Jones. If you watching this interview, shout out to you too. Salute. I ain't forget you.
Salute, Kathy.
What's funny? This is how I got connected with Frank Maya and all that. This is
Mm-hmm.
all from that season. Frank Maya was, I think he was the PR person for that label Red Ant. Me and him got connected because he was doing all our interview. He was doing the interview. He interviewed us when we recorded with Earth, Wind, and Fire. He did that too. No, him and this other lady, what's her name? Susan Crane. They had filmed the recording session of that because we was in Earth, Wind, and Fire studio for that. And that's how I got connected with Frank, because I was like, where's them tapes? Yo, you got those tapes? I was on them tapes forever. I'm like, where's them tapes with them Earth, Wind, and Fire interviews? I was on that. And I'm like, you was
Did you
the
ever
PR
get your hands
person.
on the tapes?
Nah, because what had happened, this is what happened. You know what happened to the this what happened to the label while we was in the middle in our promotion. The label went bankrupt and closed down. That freed us from our deal. We was free after that. So we like, okay, Pat, so we do what we gotta do now. So we find out the label, because Red Ant BMG was like, they had big artists over there, huge artists. And it was Randy Phillips, Al Teller, and who else it was? These niggas was big. This was when the internet was brand new. So they was talking about the internet when we don't know what that is. But they was explaining to her how it's gonna be helpful for us. So we like, nah, I don't know what that is. It sounds good, but we don't know what you're talking about. So they explained to us, this when, remember that in the beginning, the internet was new.
Right.
All you knew for a computer was go to the library and turn it on. And use it to copy machine and books and stuff. You didn't know it was controlling a whole bunch of studios, so we didn't know that. So things started to change. So then, once she started talking like that, she's okay, I'll buy the whole group from Razah. So now we like, this is a whole different thing we was thinking now. So boom. So then it got real. So once they brought us to LA, boom, we finished the album. And then we had them down on the album to get on songs with us. So she took them the information for them and she contacted everybody. She contacted each one of them and said, I'm gonna get you paid for these songs and blah, blah, blah. She took care of the business. And at the time, I forgot what album they was doing, because when they came to LA and they seen how we was out there, yo, what y'all doing? Y'all living out here like kings. What y'all doing out here like this? So because they had to come, they came to the Oakwoods too. So they're like, yo, what y'all doing out here? They came and recorded Wu-Tang Forever at that time. Because now they see what we was doing. They're like, yo, that was smart. That was smart. That was a smart move. Because we left New York where all the partying and all the distraction was at. And we went to LA where it was just work. All you had to do was just listen to beats, sit in the room and write. So hooks, come up
Just
with
be
ideas.
focused.
That's all it was.
Being yourself
That's why that
focused.
album is exactly, because we wasn't partying and playing around. We were straight serious. That era in hip hop was a good era forever. That's like the golden era too. It's funny because
That's
it
the
takes me
golden
back to,
era.
you remember that time when Suge Knight came and said on the stage, if you don't want your CEO dancing in the video and all in the videos coming to Death Row.
I
We
remember
was
that
backstage.
vividly. You were
Backstage, and we had just came, me and Preach had just came back from LA. We had the Millennium 2000 tape, Illuminati tape, New World Order, with Jordan Maxwell and Anthony Hilda. We had the first tape. It was a VHS, what they call it, VHS. It was a VHS tape.
VHS. Yeah.
We had a VHS tape. So they told us to come to the Source Awards. So we came over there. We're like, we coming. We came, they was backstage and all this stuff. So we like, okay, so boom. We came to the room, we like, yo, we got this, we got something to show y'all. So we threw the tape on. It was about the New World Order coming 2000, Millennium 2000. Because after, we wasn't supposed to make it past 1999, yo. It's supposed to be, the end was supposed to happen after that. So Y2K was supposed to be the end. So we had the tape, and we put it on Millennium 2000, New World Order, Illuminati. We threw that tape on, and it was on in that room. The next thing you know, we heard after that, after leaving all that, the next thing you know, we heard in hip hop, everybody kept saying Illuminati. We was bugging. We like, yo, what's going on? Everybody's saying Illuminati now. So we couldn't. We like, oh, they don't understand it. So we like, I don't get it. I don't get it. They running with it, but do they know? So
Right.
these certain cats was saying it, but they didn't know, and then they went and became the Illuminati. And see, instead of being against it, they realize you're gonna be. This is something you're gonna have to be strategize how you're gonna be against it, because it's gonna be a machine controlling everything. So
right.
they went
Strategize how
and
you're gonna work around it.
yeah, we trying to save it. Y'all going
Right.
became the
You
Illuminati.
they running into the arms of it.
Yeah, they went and became the Illuminati. It's like, you don't supposed to become it. It's that you went the opposite direction, yo. We gave you the right direction. You turned around, went into a whole different thing with it. After that,
Y'all was on it. Y'all was on it. Sons of Men early on. Y'all were teaching all
listen
of
to
that
our
stuff.
early songs like '95, Soldiers of Darkness. We was talking about stuff nobody ever said in hip hop.
Yep. Absolutely.
Five Archangels was all the way crazy.
Yeah, you guys started a whole new genre of hip hop back then with the spiritual hip hop, teaching the scriptures and teaching about things like that. Nobody else was doing that then.
Yes, because we were talking about the 5% lessons. We were talking about things
Mm-hmm.
nobody really knew. The Quran, the Holy Quran was in them. We were
Right.
talking about things that nobody really was knowing at the time. And they're like, what is y'all even studying? And then when priests dropped heavy mental, they was all the way, they're like, y'all different. Y'all all
Yeah,
the
you
way
guys were
different.
way ahead of your time. Yeah, way ahead of your time. And people right now will listen to you guys stuff, then it still probably can't even
Yeah,
figure
because
it out.
it's funny because as a little kid, when we came into what was that? I think it was called Firehouse. The Firehouse, that's the studio.
Firehouse Studios, yeah.
Firehouse. We went. That's where Wu recorded Into the 36 Chambers. So
Mm.
imagine being a little kid and you got meth, ghosts, and shorty. Let me hear you kick something for me. My heart was beating like crazy. I'm like, oh my god, these niggas is standing right here, and he told me to
Right.
rhyme. I'm scared. These niggas, I don't know what to do. I was scared. A little kid scared. I'm like, oh man. So now I gotta do it. I'm like, oh boom. Then I started spitting for them. And when
Mm-hmm.
they heard me, they're like, oh. And when I heard that in the room, my heart,
Yeah, you knew.
I was scared. I'm like, oh my God, this is I didn't expect this. I didn't know what to expect from this. And they're like, Shorty, you got it. They said, you gonna be the future, yo. They said, you got it,
Mm-hmm.
man. You dope, yo. And I was like, I was scared. I'm like, these
Right.
niggas is on. These like they are the game. So I'm like, this is all the
Right.
way it now. So they're like,
Mm-hmm.
now I'm not in a cipher kicking around to somebody not on yet. This is somebody
Right.
that's on now.
And their
I
opinion
gotta,
matters.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So once that, I was like, okay, now it built my encouragement a little bit because now, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if they approved it, now I feel a little bit better because I was nervous in the beginning. I didn't know what to expect from this.
Let me go ahead and play a little clip from Method Man talking about just that. Let's watch it together.
It's something about, and I don't like to say B Wu-Tang artists, those B-level dudes and stuff, because Killer Army, Sons of Man weren't B-level dudes to me. That's family. They were actually family to us. But then you got these other guys that are making moves under the flag, and they're doing BS stuff under the name of the flag. And people are thinking that's associated with us, so we must be whack too.
Method Man
That's
himself
deep.
said it. So Method Man always gives you guys your credit, you and the rest of the Sons of Man's members and Killer Army, as real official affiliates, because we know there's a big movement of that goes on too.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny with that. It's funny with that because I
Mm-hmm.
remember when they were saying all of that was going to happen, and we didn't understand it until it happened. We like because we didn't know in the beginning. It wasn't as crazy as it got
Mm-hmm.
because see we seen it after the fame, so we like oh they did go all the way crazy
It did go
after they
all
dropped
the way.
that first album. After that first album came into the 36 drop, everything changed
Mm-hmm.
for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everything changed. See,
Yeah.
people don't know a lot of the stuff. 60 is the one singing. That's not dirty. That's 60
Mm.
singing on Cream.
Okay.
That's 60 Second Assassin singing on Cream. And see,
Dope.
that's what they used
That's
to do.
dope.
They used to think that, oh, that was dirty. They used to always throw us, because dirty kept us with them. So they called us, they was just like, okay, that's the Brooklyn. So dirty and the Brooklyn crew comes. It'd be Brooklyn Zoo and Sons of Man come through. And we was under dirty most of the time. Yeah, because 60, that's his family. RZA is
Mhm.
his direct cousin. And
Mhm.
Dirty is too. That's his family. So we was with, that's where we was at.
Right.
Because we're not gonna front like fake like we from Staten Island. We're not from Staten Island, so we're not gonna fake like we was.
And you guys are proud of where you're from too. So that's another reason why there's no need to fake where you're from, and it don't mean nothing. Still family and still affiliated.
Exactly. And see, that's why
Yeah.
when you see when I put out the album Welcome to Round Houses, because I
Mhm.
had to reintroduce myself because they always did that. Oh, so they would
Mhm.
automatically go, oh, so you're from Staten Island, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, why they keep doing that? And we
Right.
didn't understand it in the beginning. And they just they
Mhm.
feel it like, okay, if y'all affiliated with the Wu Tang, y'all must be from Staten Island. So that
Mhm.
was just the way assumptions was. Okay, y'all must be
Well,
all of
yeah,
y'all.
that's the way that the industry tried to frame things too, I think. Trying to lump us all together all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Until they started to find out when they came to Brooklyn, they like, oh, y'all niggas is from Brooklyn. Okay. And
Mm.
then when Brooklyn people from Medina would see us, they would go, nah, that's the guards from Medina. They knew where we was from. They
Right.
from over there, right there. That's Crown Heights, and that's Bad Side right there.
Mhm.
And that's where they knew already. So they're like,
Right.
they would tell a bouncer, nah, that's not Staten Island, yo. That's Brooklyn.
Mm.
And they seen our attitude was different too.
Mhm.
Because they used to always, oh, the Brooklyn, they was blaming on Brooklyn. If something bad
Mm.
happened, then Brooklyn did it. Brooklyn
Yeah,
did
they
it.
blame it on
So
Brooklyn.
yeah, exactly. And then it was like then we was under Papa Wu too. So everything fell under that umbrella. When it came to
Right.
Medina, if it came to Medina, you fell under, if you didn't fall under Papa Wu, Dirty, and none of that, then you was questionable. It was like, I don't
Right.
know.
Then who are
I
you?
don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is official.
And then to this day, there's still a lot of that going on with people claiming the flag and all that. If it's real, but if it's not, just go build your own empire. There's plenty of out
That
here
was
for
the
all of us to
whole
get.
that
Yeah.
right there. That was the
Yeah.
momentum that sparked everything right there. We figured we gotta have to go and build our own thing, man.
Right.
So because they can stop doing this because they wouldn't stop
Right.
doing it.
And it
It's like,
almost makes it
oh,
like you guys don't have your own identity away from that.
exactly. And
Yeah.
in the beginning, you don't notice it until you try to be yourself. And then you like,
Mhm.
this nigga, as soon as I did it, it said I was doing something else. See, it get real when you gotta stand on your own. That's when you learn about things.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
easy to stand with 1,000 people and act like you're 1,000 people strong. You're not 1,000 people strong, yo. And if
Right.
I put you by yourself, I would run through you, yo. And
Right.
see, that's what a lot of people scared to stand by themselves, yo.
Mhm.
That's
Facts.
just a hip hop as a whole.
Facts.
Because as soon as you got to it, it lets you know it reveals who you are.
Mhm. So speaking of that, like you've done a lot of collaborations throughout your career. I want to just make a correlation because you lost your parents when you were young. You're the youngest child in your family. So I know
Mm-hmm.
that's obviously hard on you. I feel, and then when I see you doing collaborations, and I'm going to play a clip later when you reunited with Sons of Man from the movie, when you went on stage, it just seems to me that the happiest when I see you is when you're with your brothers and when you're collaborating with your brothers. Would you say that's missing from the industry now, today, that
Yes.
that people don't collaborate? And would you attribute your love for collaboration to your loss of your family at such an early age?
See, it's about
Mhm.
you. That there shows a bond amongst brotherhood. And see, a
Mhm.
lot of people once it's pride. You got
Mhm.
somebody always in the crew that's either feel like I'm better than the rest of the people, or I can do this by myself. Pride is the most deceitful thing above all things,
Mhm.
and a lot of people fall victim to the pride. And they sit there, oh,
Yeah.
I can do it by myself until you got to do it by yourself. And that
And
narrative,
you've shown through your career that you can stand on your own solo. You're such a leader and such a creative being. You've done it on your own solo. You've done it successful with collaboration. been a part of 2 or 3 different groups where they've been successful and put out real successful content, and I think that says a lot about an artist when they can do all of those things and still be a complete artist, or not have to worry about what somebody's thinking about or the person collaborate with if that person's trying to be in competition with you. That none of that matters to you.
Correct. Because see
Mhm.
that's the thing. See that's the family orientation of music that started music. Music was
Yes.
a thing that you played at family events, reunions. It was something that was
Mhm.
family orientated. Once all the people get together in the family, put on the music, play that record,
Mhm.
everybody's here now. So it was something
Mhm.
that we did together as a whole. And it played a big part because it helps you creative better, more. Because when you have people
Mhm.
there that's gonna be honest with you and tell you straight up, yo, nah, that's a whack song, don't put that out. I don't have yes men in my studio. If I catch you a
Mhm.
yes man in my studio, I would easily escort you right out the studio. If you say yes to
Right.
everything I keep asking you, you're gonna be going soon. You're gonna be going soon. Because you're a yes man. I don't want no yes men
Mhm.
around me, yo. Because
Right.
that's dangerous. That's dangerous. They'll yes you right off the cliff. Yo, that was dope. Yo, that's hot. Yo, that's hot. Yeah, then you sit there and find out that was the song that everybody talk about you behind your back on.
Yeah, that's terrible. So there's a lot of that. I think that's a lot going on in the industry today because judging by a lot of the content and the music that a lot of these mainstream artists put out, I think they got nothing but yes men around them. 'Cause ain't
You
nobody
could
giving them
tell.
no true criticism. Yeah.
You could tell because they talk about you after it happened,
Yeah. They be all on them blogs talking about each other.
which is sad because you would think, oh, I thought y'all was my friends, and then you find
Right.
out afterwards they wasn't. That's sad, man.
Mhm. Let's give you some
That's
more
sad.
flowers right now.
Yo, what the deal, Raise? It's your boy, Giovanni Pratt, aka Giovanni Poe, GGO South. I hope everything is good, my G. You know where I'm at. Love is love.
My family, man. I love my family, man, because you know what? You see how we operate? We function. That
As a
shows where
unit.
I came from. Exactly. We function like a unit,
Mhm.
and that's what's missing in the game. That's what's missing
I
in the
think
game.
I think a lot of this too is a testament to you because like I said in the beginning when I did the intro and I meant every word, like people who are great recognize greatness in other people. And I'll just take it back through your lineage with it. RZA recognized greatness in you, right? Now you then
Mm-hmm.
have the power to build up your empire, and now you're recognizing greatness in other people, and you're giving them opportunity, just like you were given opportunity as someone
That's the
that
way.
saw.
That's the way you're
Yeah,
supposed to do
so
things.
I feel like a lot of this, the GO, everything that you built an extension of you, of your personality. That's why we're giving you these flowers because it's amazing and you don't see too many other artists in the game that are doing anything to the level that you've done it, bro. Real rap.
I'm grateful for the acknowledgement because it let me know I didn't do it for nothing. Because see, you know what the
Mhm.
problem is? Why nobody doing it? Because they're gonna say, yeah, you ain't gonna get no props for that. They ain't gonna respect
Right.
you for that. They make you feel like that, and then you want
Mhm.
to hide it. Now you want to hide that you got that kind of talent.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I got yo. There was a time where they used to be scared to play conscious hip hop. They just didn't want to play it. So that's why everybody went over to the gangster hip hop market because they're like,
Yeah,
nah.
because that's who they were paying. They weren't paying you to do conscious rap. If you were conscious, you weren't getting the big payday and the big deal. They were giving the deals out to the people who were willing to do gangster rap or willing to do back then it was just gangster rap, which kind of evolved into a sex rap, if you will.
Yeah, because that's when they was trying to what you call it when you try to these niggas is slick. They try to dumb down the masses, and
Yes.
it was too masculine. So they're like, we got to dumb it down with all this masculinity because it's too
Yeah.
much testosterone busting around here. Everybody's tough
Well,
guys, and
yeah, they still do that. I don't want to get too deep into it, but to me, I think they strategically removed the masculinity from the world, and that's just
so
not
they
in
can
hip hop.
control
That's
it.
in a
So
lot of genres. Yeah,
it's all about being able to control it. See, you can't
yeah,
control it if there's a lot of masculinity in it. Too
right.
much masculinity, you can't control that unless you're masculine. You
Hmm.
gotta be a alpha male. There's a lot of betas running around here in control. So that when you show up with the alpha spirit, they're like, nah, we don't want that kind of stuff around us. No, because they're gonna start boss us around, tell us what to do. We ain't having that. We ain't having that. We want to wear our skirt and tuck our tail on the skirt and be happy.
Crazy. It's crazy.
It's for real. It's for real because
It's
look
real.
how now all this stuff that's coming out. Oh, Tupac paid $1 million to kill Tupac. Now everybody finding out stuff that was always there. It was always
Right.
there. These things was always there. It's coming out.
Yeah.
I just brought to mind. I said a line on my Heaven Razah album that certain people called. They're like, yo, I'm bugged that you said that. I said they killed the image of Pac and gave you Kanye, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They killed that. They said we don't want that. That we can't have that. We can't have too many Tupacs running around here.
Because they know it's going to be the spark to the revolution. Yeah.
I said since the gay boule merged with the CIA, they killed the image of Pac and gave you Kanye, and that's exactly what happened. See, the boule came because the black people wanted to get rich fast. So then they figured out, okay, you want to get rich fast, then you're going to have to do some things for us in order to get this bag.
Right.
So you can get the bag, but you're going to have to do some things for it. And see, once that was okay with certain people, they're like, yeah, I ain't going to say nothing. I'll do it. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon. This is why it's crazy. Because this is why so many people are under scrutiny right now. Because as soon as they came out and said, yo, we billionaires. So they like, yo, y'all niggas made billions off of music. That was supposed to not happen. That wasn't the plan. The plan was we were supposed to destroy that. That was supposed to be destroyed so y'all wouldn't become billionaires. Right. See, these niggas wasn't supposed to say nothing. They went and go put it in the public. Y'all making billions, no billionaire. Now every last one that said they was a billionaire is under scrutiny right now. They're going to prison and some kind of trouble. Everything
getting indicted.
Exactly. Like the whole thing with Cassie. The dude came out and said he's part of the boule. How would he even know that? So you that comfortable with this, that you talking about that kind of level of stuff around this dude, that's crazy. And for him to even know that is wow. Okay, so now this is the game we're playing. Okay. So now it's starting to make sense because now I'm like, okay, who at that time, he was rich, but he wasn't the only rich one. And to put up $1 million on somebody's head to get them killed is a lot of money, yo. A lot of money. You can't even do that by yourself. You have to have some kind of help with that. And I don't want to throw nobody under the bus or none of that, but I'm a realist. I ain't with the fake shit anyway. But for him he had to have somebody helped him with that. And I kind of wonder who that was because I'm like, who else was the richest, like the rich one at that time? And it's scary when I think about Dan and Fresh Prince. It was him. He had all the money. And then he was the one that ended up with the Jada Pinkett afterwards. So now she was in love with the Tupac. So now with him and Diddy get together and okay, we got to get rid of this guy. So now, now it's starting to look funny. Because now most of them dudes, it was funny. I forgot. I think his name, Benny Medina was how he got the TV show. The Fresh Prince show and all that. So, but Benny Medina was also doing something with all those people he was working with. The same thing Puffy going through. SA and doing all that things. And see, this stuff is nothing new under the sun, man. Ecclesiastes told you that a long time ago. Ain't nothing new under the sun, yo. This has all been done before. And it's a lot of things people was doing because they found out how thirsty they was to get money. So now they're like, yeah, they're thirsty to get this money now for this music. They'd be willing, we can get them to do anything. So they can make you question your manhood, will put them over you. So now they're not scared of you now. Now you're not scary to them no more. Because now they're like, yeah, we got the tape, we got the videotape, we know he's not like that. And this is the game this is the music business. This is the game that you want to get in.
That's why I be questioning too. Sometimes I be like, y'all really want to be in this industry? This shit is wicked as hell.
It is. It got worse than rock and hip hop now.
Yeah.
Because once you start waving that bag around, people willing to do whatever for it. It's funny because I look at the game and I go, yo, none of these niggas got rich until somebody in their circle died. Every last one of them billionaires, somebody has a mysterious death or a mysterious person around them was murdered, killed. Then they became a millionaire, a billionaire. So before that, it was no none of these rich rappers. So all of a sudden, everybody got rich after that. After their friends happened, that's not by accident, yo. They doing it right in front of your face because you don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't care. Yep.
No, they don't because they're all part of it too. And see, that's what they find out. They start to find out like, wow, everybody is in on this thing. I didn't know. Yeah. See, the boule is controlling the game right now. Most of them is all boule. And that's why they make you do what's what they're doing? Tight pants, all kinds of weird. Hip hop was baggy jeans and Timberlands, my nigga. And
yeah, and they had a problem with that. They had a problem with the baggy jeans, and they had a problem with how we dress. And now look at how they got us dressing.
It was hoodies, a hoodie and baggy jeans was hip hop. Oh, you
Yeah,
dress in hip hop.
it was masculine. It was more masculine than what they got going on now.
Niggas got heels and they doing all kinds of weirdo stuff. They got heels.
I saw a video of Kid Cudi and he was performing some song with a dress on. I was like, what the hell?
Yikes.
Is going on out here?
That's when they don't fear hip hop. See, when you see that is in control of the hip hop music, you like, I ain't scared. Okay, turn it louder. Turn it louder now. Turn it up louder so we can make more of them like that. And if you put on that masculine music, we're going to get mad and we're going to have to leave. You throwing that stuff with the skirts, turn it louder. Let's go louder.
That's crazy.
And it's bad because you know what? Little kids ain't even getting a chance to grow now.
No, they're not.
And now they're giving kids the option of what you want to be in public school. What gender? You giving them gender. What gender would you want to be? We didn't go to school and have no questions.
No.
See, they able to question that now because they know the kids ain't got no parents at home.
Or they got those white liberal parents. That's the agenda.
That's okay with that. We didn't have that when we went to school. We went to school. It was okay. We didn't have.
Yeah, we were kids when we went to school. We were allowed to be kids.
What are you asking a kid? What do you want to be? What gender do you?
Yeah,
you don't do that.
What would they know about it? And then my whole thing is hypocritical for them to do that, bro. Because how can you ask a child that young what do they want to be, but the child you don't allow it to vote or do any? You have age limits for everything else for kids, but you're going to go ask a kid that's this young some stuff about some sexual identity.
Exactly.
It don't make no sense. It's hypocritical.
You would give a kid an option like that. It's sad that you would even ask them something like that. I'm disgusted.
Personally, I think it's disgusting, and I think that's the direction that things been going in.
There's a lot of pedophiles in control of a lot of powerful positions right now.
Yeah. It shows that, and it shows that's the agenda that they really want to push. And when they do things that, our community is always the first target.
Always.
Yeah.
Because then you got those weird billboards everywhere you live after that.
Yeah.
It's all a scam. Because what they did, they sit there, they set it up, they set the whole thing up. And then once they got rid of all the boogeyman, then they sit there, they pulled that wool over their eye. Okay, hey, you can be whatever gender you want to be. So now we ain't got no threats now. So now we can turn all on the females.
And that stops us from procreating too. So that stops our reproduction. So it's a form of genocide. Yeah.
They trying to depopulate. Yes. They're trying to depopulate this by 2030. See what the thing is, they say they're trying to tell you too much carbon is destroying the environment. Do you understand the carbon they talk about is people?
Right.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with no material item. That's just talking about people. The amount of people that COVID took away is not as scary because I didn't even know that many people was on the planet at first. I'm like, that's a lot of damn people that just disappeared. A lot. Almost 5
Yeah, but the
billion
people that it took away, the people that COVID took away, it was the people who got the jab.
Yeah.
Most of those people are the people that died. Even the people that didn't get the jab, they're fine. Most of them.
Yeah, because you want to be hard-headed and don't listen to what you call them, conspiracy theorists. Look what it cost you. It cost you. It cost you a lot of deaths because people. I want to hear this, the new world order shit you talking about. I don't want to hear the conspiracy theory stuff. Yeah, find out conspiracy theories turn out to be true. Then look how everybody looking now. Everybody looking all scared and stupid right now.
Yeah, like we should have listened to them niggas when they was telling us this back then.
Because
Right?
it was you know how it was like, for us to even say that was brave. It was bravery.
Hmm.
You had to be a brave heart just to even talk like that. Because your
Right.
life was on the line for that. You ain't even supposed to be talking about this. Y'all niggas gonna talk about it in public.
Hmm. You're
But
right.
see, if we're not gonna sit there and go along with the agenda, then what else you gonna do then?
You got to speak out against it. I think it's gotten
Uh-huh.
better now with people having more access to social media and having access to their own platforms. It's
That's
gotten better
why.
with people,
That's
you know.
exactly why they get control this whole thing with the social media thing. See, this
Right.
whole thing with this whole COVID shit was all this shit was a what they call it, a training process.
Like a
This shit,
drill.
yep. This whole thing was like
It
we're
was
gonna
a
train
drill.
them and see what they do
Hmm.
if they was locked inside. So while you was locked in the
Hmm.
house, whatever you did the most, they know you doing that. So they sit there,
Right.
okay, if they was locked in the house, all they would do is watch television. I seen
Hmm.
about 10 billion people. It said 10 billion people watched the show that day.
Hmm.
So now they know exactly what people would do if they was locked in. So now
Hmm.
they know how to control everything. Okay, these
Right.
people stop. They're nothing but going on computer and social media. They don't
Hmm.
go out no more. They don't. The libraries is empty. They don't go to the library. They don't go nowhere. They don't do anything no more. So
Hmm.
now they don't go food shopping. They got apps that do delivery, so they ain't gotta go. They don't do food shopping. You don't do anything for yourself essential no more.
Right.
You stop growing food. You don't grow food.
Hmm.
You just keep buying food,
Hmm.
and it's injected with all shit to kill you. Everything that could
Yep.
possibly kill you is injected in that food they sell you.
Yeah.
It's clone. It's all clone. Everything they sell
Absolutely it
you is
is.
all clones. It's all clones. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not real. There's no thing as seedless fruits and shit because how did they grow then? Where did it come from?
We know the biology on it.
You don't got the seedless fruits. That wasn't created. That's a man
Hmm.
creation. That's not no thing that was created. That was created by
Right.
man. Okay, I'll get rid of I'm gonna get rid of the thing that grows it. That don't even make any
Right.
sense.
Yeah. What? That's how you know it's diabolical.
Yeah, it don't got no seeds in it.
Yeah.
Where
No,
did it
it's
come from?
diabolical.
That's like being a seedless man, a spurless man. Y'all might as well
Well, that's
sign up.
what
They're doing that
that's
too.
what they're trying to do now.
The
That's
niggas
the
is
new
gonna
race
be
that they're trying
sperm.
to make.
Yeah, it'll be a spermless nation.
Yep. That's the new race they're trying to make,
Yeah,
bro. That's what all
yeah,
this cutting this off and turning into
yeah.
a
Because the
woman and all
robots
that's
is
what all that's about. It's about making a new race of people for these new cities that they're trying to build.
yeah, because they making designer babies now. The way
Hmm.
you can have a baby have what kind of vision it wants
What
and what
kind of
kind of
color eyes you want it to have and all that.
they go in there with it. So they're
Yeah.
like, okay, now we got to control the whole thing now. Y'all got to wake up, man, my people. For it's getting all the way for real now.
Hmm.
Because 2030 is not. That's almost 6 years. That's about
It's
6
six
years
years.
from.
Hmm.
It's a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. And this is not conspiracy theory we talking about. This is dead ass shit that's happening.
All you got to do is listen to some news outside of America because you're never going to hear it on the news here because the news here is propaganda. They're ran by the
The
machine.
first
So
time I
you
did
got
that,
to.
I was scared. I got scared because I didn't know that much stuff was going on in this country.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
it's funny because then I started to hear, like when the COVID first happened, they kept saying that it was this person, Ukraine, this person, that person. But what you don't
Hmm.
know, watch Ukraine news. Watch what they say about the United States. They're gonna say,
Hmm.
"Oh, the United States got the bio labs and out there too." So what they're not
Hmm.
telling you is that they working right beside these niggas. So
Right.
they telling you, watch this person. The threat is the China. China is trying to kill us and do this and do that. These niggas is working side by side. These niggas, and
Right.
they learning from them. They sitting there
Hmm.
like the dystopian shit is already in China. They got
Hmm.
computer shit already running the whole thing. So they sit there and they watch how control and it works for the country. They jumped on the bandwagon. They said, okay,
Yeah.
if it
Want
works
to
for
implement it
China,
here now.
yes, they're like,
Yeah.
if it's gonna work for China and Japan, because now they starting to go further than them. So they're like, if it's gonna
Hmm.
work for them, we need to follow them.
Yeah.
We
We
need to
gotta.
copy them.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we can't be left behind. So we got to copy them. So that's definitely what they're doing right now. I'm going to give you some more flowers.
Pace is your boy Judah Priest, man. Ghetto government officials, Brooklyn Zoo bullies, 144,000 chosen few. You always want to take the time out and tell my brother Hellraiser wings up, man. Salute, you know what I mean, on everything that you have done, man. I appreciate you for all the jewels you have given me over the course of the years, man. I appreciate our brotherhood. Shout out to BTV for being the voice of the street and having one of the realest on right now. Y'all already know. Wings up.
I love my
Wings
family,
up.
yo.
Wings up. Wings